Are you waiting for someone to tell you it's okay? To feel certain, ready? Are you making excuses to yourself? Well, welcome to Midlife Unlimited, the podcast for women who want more. I'm your host, Kate Porter, the Midlife Metamorphosis Coach, and I'm delighted to be joined by my rather fabulous episode 83 guest, the wonderful Jeanette Couldry, who guides women to believe in themselves again. To give a taste of our audio episode that's available now, wherever you listen to your podcasts, How to Give Yourself Permission. We love this. Jeanette, welcome. It's fabulous to have you here.
Oh, thank you, Kate. It's lovely to see you. Thank you for having
So many of these phrases that we hear again and again: sandwich generation, guilt tripping, fear of judgment, lack of self-worth, and a little syndrome that I think us midlife women, we tend to fall foul of quite a lot, don't we?
Oh, imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Terrible, terrible thing. I think research has shown it's something like 70% of women have experienced imposter syndrome at some point during their careers, but it peaks, no, not surprisingly, during the transitional period. So perhaps if you're coming back into the workplace after years after having some kind of career break,
And
how
that
do you
is so,
deal with that?
yeah, that is so relevant, isn't it? Because our midlife, and people always say, oh, what is midlife? Well, basically, the first question is, how long do you think you're going to live? But we're talking about late 40s into your 50s. It is such
Yeah.
a pivotal time because, yes, the label sandwich generation has been thrust upon us. And for so many of us, it does apply to the way we've been stretched to the point that we've just lost focus on ourselves, let alone not giving ourselves permission. We're not even thinking about what we really want. We've not had the time because we've been juggling, because our focus has been everywhere else. We've been sitting on that back burner as far as our wants and needs are concerned. But now is a time to start flexing that permission muscle, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Giving ourselves permissions to do what we'd like to do instead of thinking about everybody else. But I think we're kind of programmed, aren't we, from quite an early age to think, because actually it's a good thing to be kind and to be helpful and to help everybody else and to put them first.
Oh, absolutely. Because we're not saying no. Just I mean, we will go into our top tips and
Yeah,
relive, revive some of the golden nuggets from our episode. But before we do, I'd just like to touch again. We mentioned some research in our audio
yeah.
episode, and it's a tough one. It really did hit me rather hard because it was a comparison, not comparisonitis, but it was comparing women who are mums who have decided to who decided to stay at home, and women who for it worked better for them to continue their careers. Now, obviously, we just talked about rethinking, reimagining, returning to the workplace, starting our own businesses, but there was a lot of percentage of the women who'd stayed at home. I can't remember exactly the stat, but had this feeling of they'd wasted their time, didn't they?
Well, I think, yeah, it's 92% in the research, which is a huge number. And I wanted to give it some
Yes.
context
Yeah.
because actually, I think there's an assumption there that you've spent these years at home and you've sort of, I hate the word waste actually because
I
it's
know,
such
because I remember the conversation we had. I really got
yeah,
quite emotional thinking, God, that's an awful way to feel. Whatever you've done with your life, it's never been a waste. It's
it's
always,
it's never been a waste and it's got such a negative context. But and I like I say, it's an assumption. And actually, I think I was a stay-at-home mum
yeah,
for
me.
over a decade. And we'd sort of moved areas when my son was really small. And, we came here, and all of a sudden, I was either William's mum or Mrs. Couldry. And there was like nobody knew my past, but there was like 18 years
Mm.
of like a whole career there for me. And it never, yeah, I felt I had this past, but it never came up. Nobody ever asked me about it. I was suddenly sort of someone else.
I know
And
exactly how you feel because obviously I was newspaper editor, but then
yeah,
stay at home single mum for many years. And it's that whole you suddenly realize that you're living vicariously through your son in my case. And if people would say, Kate, what have you been up to, my response would be like, well, Finley's doing this, Finley's doing that. And a huge part of my own midlife metamorphosis was actually realizing, Kate, no.
Do you
Love
know
him.
what?
Yeah, the whole part of empty nesting, letting him go, and then being proud of what I can achieve. And that did mean a huge amount of change, both mentally, physically, how I was thinking, how I was doing things, how I was looking, the way I was looking at life. Um, but it's
You,
possible. It
it
really
is.
is possible.
But you think about all those skills that you're acquiring during that period. I've got to touch on this. There was some more research that one of these research companies did. They said, if you look at all of these skills that you acquire during these years at home, I think there's like something like 30 plus skills. If you put all of those skills into some sort of database and looked at the skills that you're like crisis management, financial management, budget management, negotiation,
Time
project management,
management. Yeah.
EI, project management, adaptability, healthcare, community. If you put all those in to a job search, it's like 100, it equates to like £127,000 salary for that kind of person that you'd want that fits that criteria. And you know that they are amazing skills that you learn.
Oh yeah, I've just thought of that country and western song, isn't it? For the 9 months I carried you, no child. I don't know why I put that accent on. I have no idea where that accent came
But
from.
I don't know about you, but there were certainly things that when I was sort of stay at home, there was definitely things that I did that I would never have done if I hadn't been, doing what I did then. But, like all the community stuff, all the volunteer
Oh,
stuff.
it'll come as no surprise to the viewers that I was chairman of the PTA.
Oh, so
Obviously,
was I, Kate.
yeah, yeah, not just in the PTA, and not once my son had got into the like year one, two, or three. No, reception, of course, because they needed. And I was like, oh, I'll do it, of course.
It's like, oh, I'll do it. And then it
Yeah,
becomes, oh, it's a thing. Oh, you wait. Yeah, PTAs. Oh, my goodness.
those were the days. Those were the days. But that
Days.
that brings me into one of the top tips that we, and one of my favorite things. A, ditching the shoulds that we talk about a lot, but
No.
giving ourselves permission. We're
Yeah.
going to go down that two-letter word, the no, because I think that is a really good place to start when we're looking to start giving ourselves permission to say no. It is, it's been said many times, it is a full sentence. We don't have to be rude. We don't have to be offensive by saying it. And the people on the other end of the no, to be fair, they shouldn't, I'm using that word now, they shouldn't be reacting in a negative way to us because it is well within our right to just say, thanks for asking me. But at the moment, no, I can't. I
Yeah,
cannot do that.
absolutely. You don't have to justify it to anyone. Absolutely not. You tell people as much as you want to let them, you want to share, basically. But no, I've stopped that kind of guilt a long time ago
Oh,
because you
it
have
is.
to.
Yeah, because it is a time of guilt tripping, isn't it? And we do it to ourselves. We do it to
Yeah,
ourselves so much because, oh, we can't do that. And we find, I mean, I do it. I find myself, if I'm doing one thing, you have to switch off that part of your brain that says, I actually need to be doing something else as well. Because otherwise, you're not giving your full attention. You're not giving your fabulousness to the thing you're doing. So I don't just mean being mindful, but being present in the moment and actually giving 100%, not 110%, because I don't think there is actually such a thing.
there isn't.
No, 1,000,000%. Giving it your all, because then you're going to get more from it, aren't you?
You are. I think we tend to spread ourselves too thin, don't we? Because most of us, or lots of us, are people pleasers.
Yeah.
Don't like to say no. It goes back to
Worried,
that
what will
belief
they
where we've got to be
say?
good and
Yeah.
kind and helpful.
Because giving ourselves permission to do things as well, it can. The word selfish. Who does she think she is? Not, too busy to be doing such and such, too busy to be helping us. No, because they actually don't need us. And we need to do things for ourselves far more.
Yeah, absolutely. Sort of working on the things that are going to make, that make you happy as well. It's that whole thing about giving from an empty well, isn't it? You've got to sort of fill yourself up first. And that's where boundaries come in
Yeah.
with permissions to say no and to stop feeling guilty about it.
Absolutely, because I say, well, we've mentioned the shoulds, ditch them unless they're
Yes.
a must. If they're a must, do it straight away. Comparisonitis, it just drains us and it can lead to
Oh,
procrastination, which again goes against permission. Accept, please, please, viewers, accept that certainty does only come with hindsight.
yeah.
So you can waste days, weeks, months, moments thinking, waiting, as I said at the beginning, waiting for the right time, waiting for it to feel ready. You're never going to feel ready. There's
You never,
always going to be.
you'll never feel ready and it'll never be perfect. You've just got to take those steps to just do it. Doesn't matter how small they are, but once you start the steps, the momentum starts, doesn't it, for you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you just used two of my favorite words together. I am the queen
So,
of taking perfectly imperfect action. It is give
definitely.
yourself permission to be perfectly imperfect. Give yourself permission to try it. And if you don't like it, give yourself permission to say, Kate, Jeanette, I don't like this. It's not for me.
Okay.
I tried it. I don't have to put on a brave face and continue. And this could be anything. This could be a business thing. This could be rock climbing. This could be learning to joust. Well, I don't know where that came from. I want to be a knight. But, it could be Italian cookery. You could decide, actually, no, I want to just try and do baking. I want all these different options that are out there. We don't have to, if it's not for us, we've tried it,
And it's
walk
not,
away.
yeah, it's a no-go. I think, yeah, always be kind to yourself as well. Always be kind to yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Treat yourself better than you treat your best friend, because
Yeah.
then you're going to be better for everyone. And I think another one as well is another of my favorite words is three letters. Yet.
Yes.
Don't be afraid, or give yourself permission to ask for help and to delegate.
Always. Always. I think a lot of us, we're so, oh, I don't know, it's just like learned behavior, isn't it? To be sort of hyper independent and not ask for help because we
And
see
it's
it
a
as being
weakness, isn't it?
shameful. Yeah, see it as weakness. It's absolute rubbish.
Yeah.
It can be so empowering to ask for help.
And
And such a relief as well.
oh, absolutely. And the doors that it opens up as well. And
Yeah.
again, I don't just mean business or financial, I mean doors to new friendships, new
Yeah.
opportunities, all sorts of things. And I really am a strong believer in the if you don't ask, you'll never know. And it can be if we've been very much the kind of person, I was like that. Oh, I don't like to ask so and so because she's too busy, or I don't really know her that well. Or if you've been far less than perfect in the past, or they might have heard I was a bit flaky, or I was a bit that, or I was a bit down, or whatever. You're still wearing your previous victim mentality, whatever that may be. If you could just go, no, this is my metamorphosis moment. You try saying that. Metamorphosis moment. I am moving forward. I'm taking these small steps and I'm going to put out those feelers. I'm going to pick up that phone. I'm going to and say, have you got a minute? If they haven't, they'll say, well, either they won't answer or they'll say, it's not a good time, but next week is looking clear for me. Let's have a chat then.
Yeah, and I think most people, it's amazing what opening up a conversation can do by saying something. It's incredible where it can lead. And I think generally, most people are inherently kind, actually. Most
Yeah.
people are. There's very few that aren't. And you just need to be brave enough just to ask for that help. Open the conversation, see where it leads. It can be incredible.
Yeah. And I say to round off, I think, well, we've got so many more golden nuggets. Go and listen to the full audio episode. But from what you just said, most people are inherently, intrinsically, I'm not sure what the right word is, kind. But
Oh,
last but not least, every moment of your time is precious. If you're wasting your time, and I am using that word phrase now, with people that aren't intrinsically kind, that aren't lifting you up, that aren't there for you, give yourself permission to go and walk
bye-bye.
away.
Yeah.
Again, it's been great, just not working anymore. You don't have to go into a full, you can retreat politely. If you feel the need to write a letter or whatever, there are ways of going about it, but often we can make it into such a bigger, chances are you've already started drifting anyway. So,
Yeah. It's energy drains, aren't they?
mm.
Yeah, don't waste your time.